All right, all right. So this is going to be the introduction and the first section for the Chen Taiji Quan, the YiLu. YiLu just means the first road. And inside the Chen Taiji, we have two roads, the first road and second road. So let's get started. So inside the first road, there's 6 positions. The position here, we're going to go over the first one, which basically is going to be the opening form, the preparation form. So we're going to actually start with a lot of very basics, things that we've already covered. So please go back and review standing position, and you'll be in good shape. But so before we begin the form, we can stand with our feet together. And as always, clear your mind, center your breath, and release any tension. So now, as we move through the form, I think it's very important that just from the very beginning, you get your mind into the idea that we are going to be paying attention to details, a lot of details, right? So in order to practice correctly and in order to practice well and to get the most benefits out of this, right, we need to be aware of our whole body. Now, as you practice and as you learn, you don't always have to be aware of everything all at the same time. You can choose to focus on different things at different times during different periods of your practice. But for the sake of learning, we're going to go through and I'm going to do my best to share as much detail as possible. Now, it may seem overwhelming, but as we go, it will become more familiar to you and won't be as overwhelming. But so let's start with this opening position, this basic preparation form. You know, and the translation is into preparation form, and I like to think as because we are preparing our body, preparing our mind for what's to come, getting into that state. So some people say like the Taiji body, or there's other people have said like a Taiji creature. But so preparing everything for the practice. So now even from the beginning here, if we start with both feet together, we're going to step out to the side. So I like to really bring attention to the fact that when we start, that it shouldn't just be so casual, right? That when we step out, especially as we're just starting out and we're learning, we need to be quite meticulous about every single movement, down to the smallest details, right? And some people with this, definitely we can argue down to each individual cell. So the first step is we're going to step out with our left foot to shoulder width position. Now when we do so, we're going to have to raise our left foot. So we're going to have to shift our weight to the right side. So what I like to say is first, mentally shift your weight, knowing what you're going to do before you do it. Then internally, with both feet still on the ground, start to shift your weight over to your right side. Now position yourself as you sink your weight into your right leg and you empty the weight out of your left leg. Now before you begin to lift your left heel, your left leg should be more or less already empty. So you're balancing yourself on your right leg. Now, starting at the heel of your left foot, we're going to gently lift the heel and slowly begin to peel the foot off of the ground. Now once you've lifted most of the sole of your foot off the ground and it's only your toe, now we're going to lift our knee directly up until the toe leaves the ground. Then from here, we're going to step out, touching the toe down. Now, we're going to shift our weight and simultaneously, as we shift our weight, we're going to end up at 50-50 distribution. As we shift our weight, we're going to slowly allow the sole of the foot to make contact with the floor. And we want to have a perfect timing so that as our body lands with our weight in the middle, that simultaneously that heel touches, we connect, and we're in position. Okay, so let's repeat that one time. So mentally shift your weight to the right leg. Physically empty out the weight in your left. Lifting the heel of the left foot, peeling your foot off the floor. Centering, balancing on your right leg. Left toe leaves the ground. Toe touches. Shift your weight and simultaneously place your left foot onto the ground. Okay, so if we start out our practice from the very beginning with this attention to detail in the way we shift our weight, in our foot placement, we're going to be starting off in a good direction. Okay, so now go ahead and check down, make sure that your feet are parallel, because especially if we're looking, our gaze is ahead quite often, if we're not really aware of our body awareness in space, we could accidentally maybe step a little bit behind, or maybe this foot ends up a little bit in front. So while you're learning, once you step down and you shift your weight, just go ahead and take a look down and see, make sure that we're level. And if one is slightly in front or behind, then go ahead and make an adjustment. And then just work on that as you practice. And you can even look down to check at the beginning to see where you are. But you don't want to get into that habit of bringing the head down to look, okay? But we do want to make sure that the feet are parallel. Parallel, and that the toes are in line. Okay? So now from here, now you're going to review all of those criteria and those points from the standing position. Knees are bent, quad open, tailbone sinking down, abdomen relaxed, chest relaxed, back is straight, chin slightly tucked, lifting the crown of the head up to the top of the head. So the skeletal alignment is there. Of course, we can relax, inhale, exhale. Work on releasing the muscular tension. Toes gently gripping the ground, gently squeezing the inguinal, or rather the, we call the ren, the point in between your groin, the muscles you use to contract, stop the flow of urine. Gently squeezing there, having that raising sensation up. Okay? Hui Ying is what we call it, yeah. The Chinese acupuncture point, we call Hui Ying. So we have the body in position. Now, the first step we're going to do is we're going to raise our arms up in front of our body. But before we do, we need to gently extend our fingers, stretching out the fascia, opening the joints. So there's a nice subtle extension. You can see reaching down, the hands gently cupping. Now bring your weight into your heels, and then further accentuate the sinking motion and dropping of the tailbone. So as your arms, we're going to start to raise up. We gently press our weight into the ground as the arms come up, Then we're going to slowly rotate them so the palms facing down. So we bring the arms up so they're parallel and that they're level, about chest high, like in the solar plexus. Don't lift your shoulders. Keep your shoulders relaxed. So the arms come up, rotate, palms facing down. Okay. Elbows are heavy, shoulders are down. So now from here, we're going to gently further extend the fingers out slightly. And with this extension of the fingers reaching out further, we have a gentle opening of the scapula, further rounding out the back. Back is straight. Rounding of the back is not a hunching forward or a slouching over, but an opening and an extension of those muscles. So the fingertips stretch out, gentle movement in the back. And then from here, a gentle dragging of your fingertips down as they come back to your side. And then holding this position. So everything is activated. Your joints are open, fascia stretching, muscle stretching, skin gently stretching, fingertips activated. The whole body is awake, right? We didn't do too much externally, but really internally, putting the weight into the heels, connecting to the ground, opening the body. The meridians are awake, all those energetic and blood vessels are open and awake. We're alert. The chi is raising up. The head is lifting in the back. We're alert, we're awake, we're focused and ready to start, right? So what we don't want is just some very sleepy kind of thing, right? This is an active, physical, mental awareness, 100% involvement activity, okay? It's not, right, this is not the old folks in the park. Now, it's good for them and it's good for some people, but that's not what we're doing here. So let's start again. Feet together. Right, so center your breath, calm your mind. Okay. Shift your weight, left heel off the ground. Lifting from your knee, toe leaves the ground, touching down, shift your weight, left heel places on the ground. Take a moment. So gently stretching through the body, through the elbows, the wrists, down to the fingers. Opening your lower back, tailbone down towards the ground as we press our weight into our heels, arms raise up, rotate, palms facing down. Extend the fingers out, gently opening the scapula. Hands come down, back to your side. All right, so let's do that from a side view. I'll do it from, this is my right side. So shift my weight into my right leg. I'm sorry, this is my left side. Okay, shift my weight into my right leg. Gently lifting my left heel off the ground. And as I do that, I'm also sinking down into my right quad, stabilizing myself, my knees slightly bent. Left leg raises up, touches down. Shift as my heel comes down. Gently stretching, reaching out, opening the joints. Pushing into the ground, into my heels, arms coming up. Rotate my hands, palms facing down. Extend out further with your fingertips, gently opening the back. The fingertips dragging down. Okay, now let's do this. I'll do this one last time from behind. Shifting my weight into my right leg, lifting my left heel, raising my left knee, toe leaves the ground, stepping out, shift my weight to the left, left heel comes down, stretching out through my arms, back, placing my weight deep into my heels, pressing against the ground as I raise my arms. Palms rotate, facing down. Extend the fingers, gently opening the back. Fingertips dragging down. All right. So this is just the opening form, and this is the preparation, preparing the body, preparing your mental state, everything for the exercise. Okay? So go ahead and practice 1 or 2 times.